Well, good morning or evening, whatever time y'all gonna be watching this. My presentation is gonna be about conductivity of water. I got sick last week, wasn't able to be in class on Friday, missed Friday. Talked to Dr. Amber and she said I could present today or Monday. And I hate presenting in front of a class, so I'm gonna record my video and talk to y'all about that. So like I said, my presentation today is gonna be about conductivity of water, so let's get started. Conductivity is the measurement of how well water can conduct an electrical current. The water itself does not conduct the current. As we all know, pure water doesn't have the possibility to conduct electricity. It's the impurities and the ions found within the water that conduct the current. So helping us being able to understand the conductivity of a body of water can help us to understand the purity, like I just said, how pure the water is, and the salinity levels, as well as any contaminants it may contain. And this is a picture of a conductivity meter. So basically you stick this probe in the water and it gives off electrical currents in the water, and it tells you basically how well the water conducts electricity that's been, or the voltage that's been put in the water. So that's a little bit about it. Let's go to the next slide. So basically, natural occurring limestone may be found in the area may increase the conductivity of the water because the water can dissolve the limestone easily, which in return loads the water with minerals, producing an ion-filled water. Like I said in the previous slide before, it's not the water itself that produces an electrical current or it has the ability to be conductive. It's what's found in the water. So limestone being a rock that's easily been able to be dissolved easily by water. This is an example of a waterfall where the water is eroding the limestone that's found here, and then all the minerals and stuff in the limestone able to fill the water and it becomes conductive. Another example, a natural current example, is runoff from a riverbank where water washes soil and minerals into the water, which also increases the conductivity of the river. Like I stated previously, it's about what is in the water, not the water itself that can be conductive. So as it's washing off soil and minerals that's found within the soil, it can get in the water and be conductive, like nitrogen and phosphate and a bunch of other things that can pollute the water. So next, a couple human factors of conductivity of water. Humans also play a major role in the conductivity of water. Here's an example of it as the bridge. When it gets cold in wintertime for ice, we put out salt on roads so people don't wreck. And another example of that is as the road salt is on the road, if it rains or as that washes off into the body of water that's around it, it can also fill the water with salt ions from the salt that we put out. So that's another human example of it. And another human example of how we affect the conductivity of water is fertilizers and pesticides that are used for agricultural purposes can also run off into water, resulting in a high ion concentration. And it goes back to the point, like I said previously before, it's not the pure water itself that's conductive of the electricity, it's what's found in it, the ions and the chemicals and stuff like that. But how often do we have pure water? We're going to discuss that very rarely in a natural environment. So that's just two examples of how humans can affect the conductivity of water. And the previous slide was discussing that's two natural causes. These are two man-made causes. So the natural causes, again, is like I said, is you have limestone runoff, and also you have just plain runoff, soil runoff with all the ions and minerals found within the soil. Then you got the two human-made examples is the salt from roads running off, and then fertilizer and pesticides from agriculture. And a little bit more about conductivity of water. This is some consequences. As consequences of increased water conductivity, harming the aquatic ecosystem such as fish and invertebrates because the dissolved ions in the water are high to them. Like I said, it's about the ions. If the ions get so high within the water from the conductivity, then it can also harm the ecosystem. That's an example of that. And another reason, a consequence of decreasing conductivity in water, it could mean that there could be an oil spill, because we all know that water and oil obviously don't mix. So basically, if the conductivity is decreasing, it could be a potential that we had an oil spill because oil and the ions in the oil doesn't mix with the water. So that's an example of that. So back to the next slide, a couple management things that we could do to try to decrease the conductivity of water. We could try to decrease water temperatures, because as water temperature increases, conductivity increases. So if we do the opposite, decrease water temperatures, then it will decrease the conductivity. We could also reduce water pollution, such as trash, waste. There's an example of oil, like I was talking about, detergents, bags, anything like that that can pollute the water will give the pure water ions to have the potential to be conductive, my bad. And so also we can monitor our farming practices near the water. Like I said in the last 2 slides ago, agriculture and fertilizer and pesticides are also, that is a big reason for ions getting into water, which can cause conductivity. So reduce the farming practices. We can just overall watch and monitor our water and what we do around it. There's only so much water, or fresh, usable water on the earth, so we got to take advantage of that and take care of it. So like I said, that's just a couple ways that we could prevent water pollution. Try to use less water, don't litter, just common sense stuff. Just try to take care of it. And there's a couple of my references. And so yeah, that was my presentation. Sorry guys, I got sick last week. I had food poisoning, and so I'm feeling a little better. I still don't feel the best, but that was a little bit about my presentation, and I will see y'all later on today. So